Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to our 10th issue of Sentinels of the Multiverse. We've been away for so long, but I am grateful that everyone could make it tonight, and that I also could make it tonight. By the way, I am Wandering DM. I use he, him pronouns. I'll be the GM for this game of superhero goodness. But before we delve into the continuation of our storyline, I just want to mention very quickly that we have a companion game to this very game. If you go to streamloots.com/wanderingdm, you can see it in the chat right now. You can actually purchase booster packs of playing cards, trading cards that you can use to alter the story, either help or somewhat hinder our players. And of course, every penny that we raise through Streamloots is going back straight into the players to thank them for their time that they take off every week for this game. Otherwise, I would just like to thank our sponsors very quickly. Of course, Found Familiar, great coffee company. I cannot type in chat. There you go. Check them out, foundfamiliar.com. You should also check out Roll20, which is the platform that we use for all of our games here on Wandering DM. And lastly, check out. Do I have another one? Die Hard Dice. The of who I am an affiliate, and you can use code WanderingDM to get 10% off your purchases of shiny new dice. And I know that they've got a lot of cool things coming up for the holidays. That said, let's go around our table, introduce our cast, and tell us who you are playing. Remind everyone who you are and who you are playing. We'll start with the person to my left on the overlay. Hello, Pooja. How are you?
Hello, everybody. I'm Pooja. I am doing well tonight, and I'm very excited to be back in the player seat as Anaya Desai, our resident doctor and slightly reticent hero. She doesn't think the term fits. But if I recall correctly, and it's been a while, she is worried about her friends. I think that just pretty much covers her emotional state of being right now. Oh, and also facing down some cops. So this is going to go well.
And then next to Pooja, we have Andrew.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. I use the he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Fitz, our resident himbo who also uses the he, him pronouns. I'm so happy to be here tonight. This is going to be fun. Except I have no idea where the hell Fitz is. The only thing I remember is that he teleported a car. And might have busted its suspension, which is very upsetting because it was a very pricey car. It's heartbreaking. Alas, we're going to have to recap and see where exactly we are.
Indeed. Let's go, before we continue our game, let's go to the other row on the overlay. We'll start with the person that is right under Andrew. Hannah, hi, how are you?
Hi, I am okay. I am Hannah, she, her, and in this game I play Archer Ashley, also she, her, resident sharpshooter and lone wolf.
And last but not least, we have Anino. Hello.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Bayani, who is in the middle of beating the crap out of a lot of people and showing why he's the, badass of the team.
Actually, I think each one of you are fighting, or at least each one of you is on their own right now. The group was split a few issues ago, back in issue number 8. Some tragedy occurred, and the government decided to basically arrest almost every member of Paragon Industries, of course, our heroes haven't been playing nice with the government necessarily. They haven't played with the government much anyway. But overall, as the presence of superheroes or metas is greatly reduced since the event, the United States government would like to have heroes that are squarely on their side, fighting for their interests, and Paragon Industries was not the puppet that they wanted. And so they came to arrest all of you. Some of you escaped. Some of you were taken before this even started. Archer stuck in this strange, shadowy dimension where she saw Fitz for a split second.
Headlights,
really, as you teleported the car. Fighting against one of their agents who's been taunting her relentlessly. Anaya and Fitz had escaped the men in black for a moment. Came back to the scene to try to find Bayani, try to find Boseda, try to find Dr. Artifice, anything that remained of Paragon Industries. And Fitz teleported in the penthouse office of Bayani. And then was promptly chained chained to the ground. Shackled, I should say, and by a young woman. I don't recall if Fitz saw her at the end of the issue.
I
think
can't
she was just
recall
behind you. I think she was just behind you, and the chains had popped up. Ooh, thank you, Shelltails. Y'all get an extra 2 hero points. And Bayani had been taken to a black site, and the goons over there were pretty much content to try to teach him a lesson, and that turned into him beating up a whole bunch of them over and over. And we're actually going to start with the last person, Anaya, who is still on the ground.
That's me.
Yeah, in the back parking lot of the Paragon Industries offices. You went to see some cops. They asked you who you were, and as you tried to sort of weasel your way out of it, you noticed these clearly not cops, but dressed as police officers.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. And they were heading your way as you were sitting down or embarking in a car.
Yes, and I think, if I remember correctly, Anaya... I don't think... Anaya had the door open, but wasn't in the car yet, and they stopped her, and she turned her phone on video.
Yes.
And was live broadcasting the encounter.
Mm-hmm. But the encounter hadn't happened yet.
No, it hadn't happened. They just said, stop, or like something like that. They'd called for her attention. So that was just like a safety move. She has the phone recording and propped up in the window.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the last scene I remember was like from the point of view of like, you can see like the phone and like the back of her arm and like the 2 guys coming up to her.
Yeah. And our first panel basically tonight is going to be like a bird's eye view of the situation. So we would see Anaya next to the car, the doors open. You have like 3 of these officers coming towards you. They're, roughly like 3 or 4 cars away. So clearly within shouting distance, but not close enough to either reach you quickly enough that you wouldn't have time to react, And you're out of the range of tasers. That's for sure. But what we would also see in this panel is the other two officers located farther away, the other end of the parking lot. And there's just this one with a speech bubble that says, "Did we have anything on her? Who is she?" They are clearly confused as to why the other three are suddenly acting a bit more aggressive towards you.
And the two that are questioning were the two that I talked to first, right?
Yes. Yeah, the
Okay,
ones
yeah.
that basically just ask you, who are you and why are you here?
Yeah.
They were doing their job, and they just called in as they'd been told to do. Called in the fact that they saw someone. And that's where we are. So the first one, let's say that the three that are getting towards you, moving forward, are in a sort of loose triangle position. The one in the front shouts, "Please step away from the vehicle and don't do anything you're gonna regret."
That's a very broad category. Could you be more specific? But Anaya's hands are up, and she doesn't step away from the car. She steps away from the door, so she moves like parallel to the car. But she's not moving away from it, like forward, if that makes sense.
The one in the front would just shift his eyes very quickly to the two others that are with him, and sort of just raised an eyebrow. He's not trying to... Actually, let me rephrase that. He may be trying to be sneaky about it, but it's in broad daylight, and this person is not someone who's necessarily used to watching their facial features.
They're not interfacers with the public normally.
Well, they're interfacers with bogeys. They're
Yeah, that makes
interfacers
sense.
with normally threats that you don't really talk with.
Yeah,
Have
not
a
regular
dialogue.
civilians on the street.
Yeah. But you can clearly see that he's questioning the other two. Probably, like, just if we could put words onto this face, it would be something like, "How are you feeling?" More like not out of worry for them or anything, but more out of, is she doing anything to your mind?
Oh, okay.
And then he would look back at you and say, "So what is it that you do?"
I'm a doctor at at West Coast City Hospital.
No, I mean, what do you do? What kind of
Tend to
weirdo are
wounds?
you?
I like bobbleheads? I don't understand what you're asking me.
The one that's in the farthest, in that like weird little triangle, approaches the one that's been talking to you, and just mutters something in his ears. And he would, for guy in the front again, seems to relax a little. And just asks, "Ma'am, do you know what happened here? You know where you are?"
I occasionally come here. This is my car. I came to get my car, and I can tell from that, and she points up, that something terrible has happened, but I don't have details. But I also don't see a lot of casualties around, so as a doctor, that's comforting.
And he takes his radio, and you can hear him, low voice, but still loud enough that you can hear. She's not one of them. It's a false alarm. You should leave, ma'am. This is a dangerous area. There were very dangerous people around here, and they might be roaming the area still. Get into your car. Get away.
Thank you. And just because I'm confused, are you with the CCPD? Gotta get this for camera, y'all.
Yeah, he would say yes. But there's like a little pause. Like, you almost caught him, muscle memory. He normally answers the same thing all the time. And now he needs to remind himself that he's undercover.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good job, buddy. Oh, okay. Thank you, officer. Have a good night. And Anaya's gonna get into her car, and she ain't facing nobody by herself. Fuck off with that. She's getting out of there. But she's gonna get into car, drive to where her and Fitz had stopped before Fitz decided to teleport the car. In the off chance that he reappears there, and then she's gonna start dialing numbers on her.
So you guys had
phone.
stopped about like a block away from the HQ.
It was far enough to where we weren't inside whatever perimeter they had made.
Yeah, the perimeter is really just around the building. Like the building plus the two like little like side alleys, the parking lot in the back, and maybe like the alley behind that.
But it was, wherever it was walking distance, because after Fitz disappeared, Anaya walked back to get her car.
Yep.
And to check on what's happening. Well, originally, I believe her plan had been to go see if there was... Dr. Artificer was in, like, the wreckage. But, of course, she got stopped, so that changes that plan. So now she's going to see if, as far as she knows, Bayani's been taken...
You saw them put him in handcuffs.
Yes. Archer is MIA, and now Fitz is MIA. Shit! She doesn't know where to go. The place she'd normally go when this happens is blown to smithereens. So she's gonna sit in their car and just start, like, I think she's just gonna play like phone tag and just hit all the quick dial numbers on the little pre-programmed phone that Bayani gave her in the hopes that at some point somebody picks up.
Bayani doesn't have his phone on him. Archer doesn't have any signal, but in the penthouse of Paragon Industry, Fitz's burner phone, and I remind you, Fitz, that you are basically both your hands, your wrists were shackled through these like black little sparky chains. They look like the night sky would look, so dark with like little stars in it. They came out of the floor, caught both your hands, and are restraining you. And then you hear okay,
so the person who has him like chained is like behind him. He hasn't seen this person yet.
No. I'll let you tell me what you want to do or what you're about to do, because this phone ring out of nowhere sort of disconcerted them. So if let's talk in combat, whereas you would normally not play first, now you do because like she spent her turn being confused.
Can I teleport myself out of these chains?
Well, you've never been chained. Well, I don't mean to pry, but you've probably never been chained like this before.
I was going to say that's a topic
chains.
for another conversation.
Yeah. So, but you don't feel like they're severing your connection to like this other dimension that you can hop in and out of.
Fitz being who he is, it's not even the fact that he's chained that is going to like urge him to at least attempt to teleport out of these chains. He's literally like, I could almost see him borderline like leave one arm chained while the other one like kind of phases out of the chain just to answer his phone, or he teleports. He's gonna teleport like out of these restraints just to answer the phone, just to be like, hey, how's it going? It's Fitz.
Because we're not in combat, I'm not going to ask you to roll or anything. It's cooler that way. They didn't use the best of their abilities to catch you. And you would just have like her speech bubble come out from like outside the frame, going like, what the? As you bop in and out of existence a few feet away. It's an eye on the phone.
Hey. What's up?
Oh my god, where are you? Why didn't you come back?
Oh, I'm like in the penthouse and like do we have any like chain traps up here in the office?
I don't know. I didn't get very far out of the lab when I was there. But if you can get out, can you come to where you last saw me? I have a car. I have my car now. Don't leave the regular way because there's plenty of bad men downstairs.
He would promptly hang up and port out.
You hang up. Did you see... I'm talking to Andrew out of game. Did you see the picture of the portal lady before? On Legend Keeper or in our... Because...
I feel like I did look it up on Legend Keeper, actually.
Okay. Because otherwise we have her in our rogue gallery. But I'll describe her like very briefly because she's in your field of vision as you disappear. Young woman, probably early 20s. Black hair with like bluish tips. Dressed in a sort of black skin suit or like padded sort of wetsuit with a blue corset over it that ends in like this opened dress. And her eyes, which you see quite clearly, they're bright blue, but where there should be white, you instead see this, night sky in back of it. She looks completely stunned, and you disappear.
He would, if she's actually in his field of view as he's disappearing, he'd likely do like a little kind of like a Sia kind of wave.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm hot, I'm out of here. Later.
You bamf out and reappear in the car with... What, do you want to be in the car or outside the car?
Most likely outside, just not having a proper sense of what kind of car we're talking about. We don't want to accidentally merge into the upholstery, if that's a thing.
That is probably a thing.
So I would say maybe a few feet away from the car door proper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when he appears, he's just gonna open the passenger side door and slide into the passenger side. What kind of car is this?
Oh,
Is
it
this
is a.
is this a hijack car or is this like Anaya's car?
No, this is Anaya's actual car.
Oh,
It's
okay.
probably like a.
Like a C series?
No, what's a generic ass doctor car? Lexus crossover of some sort. Like mid, like nice, but not overly nice. Clearly a car for someone who knows nothing about cars.
Ah, okay.
She bought it certified pre-owned.
She sure did.
Okay.
And she probably also took a friend to do the negotiating.
I see myself in this.
I was gonna say, I'm telling on myself here, y'all. Hey, I need to go buy a new car soon, and I am absolutely taking some white man I know to do the negotiating, despite being on the party myself. Listen, I know how it works.
I'm a white man and I have to bring someone else because I don't know shit about what they're saying.
I'm just saying, I would call up my white guy friends and be like, all right, it's time to pay up. Use your privilege for my benefit.
So he's going to slide in. So now that privilege is here, some crazy chick was like glowing at her eyes at me in the office. Do we know a chick with glowy eyes?
Doesn't sound like anything medical I've ever seen in the hospital, but I don't think that's what you're getting at. No. We could go find... What's the tailor guy's name again?
Boseda.
Poseda. Do you want to try to call him? See if he knows who we're dealing with.
Would his number be in our phones?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I
Because I tried calling...
The numbers in the phone were Boseda, Artifice, Bayani, Archer, Fitz, and
like
Anaya.
us. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been trying to call Bayani and Archer, and they didn't pick up. So, but you picked up before I could get to Boseda. So why don't you call him? Should I drive? Should we leave? What's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just anywhere. It doesn't matter where. Just. I think moving is usually moving in these situations is better than staying still.
Okay. And Anaya is going to drive. We should probably not go home. Is there I feel like this kind of a crew. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that at some point, Archer and Anaya hit up some sort of a diner that I'm sure Archer was like, this is some good stuff. And so we're talking to like a seedy on the outside, but actually really friendly on the inside diner, like very nondescript. A place Anaya would never have gone to before she met Archer, I'm pretty sure. But since I think that would be a good place to kind of go and just like order coffees and sit and think without being like, this is the kind of place where you don't get service unless you flag somebody down. So it's a really good place to be left alone.
Do they have good falafel?
What kind of diners in the US have falafels?
Yeah.
You eat your pancakes and your grilled cheese and you like it.
But I feel like falafel.
You can go to the falafel. Wait, are you gonna make me stop for falafels? Wait, we are not bringing outside food into a diner. We are not those people. I put my foot down there.
That would be rude. That would be rude. Uncle Sam would be really upset with me if I did that.
I'll buy you some.
That's too
I'll
much.
buy you some fries. It'll be okay.
He's gonna like look at his like stomach for a second, and then he's just gonna be like,
It growls.
Have a conversation with it. What's happening here?
okay, fine. Chili fries it is.
We just need to be someplace quiet where we can think and talk in private. That's not linked to us.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
And as Anaya drives off, he's gonna pull out his phone and he's gonna call his other boss.
Which one?
Mr. Boseda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Which
I forgot you actually
How?
have a day job now.
yeah.
um,
How did we spell Boseda's name?
Boacda, I think.
Oh,
Anino
okay.
had.
Oh, that's problematic. That means that there's two Mr. B's.
Yeah.
Fitz is gonna be so conflicted.
It fits his own personal hell.
Quite literally. I'm trying to figure out how he's gonna
bet-
get out of this one.
Is he just gonna call him boss?
Yeah, it's boss.
Hey, boss.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be hey boss. I can't see any other way. Boss B. Yep.
He does not pick up though. It rings, it rings, it rings. It goes to voicemail. Hello. You've reached Boseda Kingston. I am unavailable to take a call at the moment, but please leave a message after the beep.
Wait, what's his last name?
Kingston.
Oh, well then that's easy. It's Mr. K. Simpler. Mr. K. It's Fitz. Just wanted to double check when I should come into work. You have my number, but
And we'll fade on that phone call as Anaya drives up into the parking lot of this seedy diner. Go back to a place where it's very, very dark. And here we see Archer close to this more or less invisible wall, right? That was that you had found in the previous issue. The voice of Brendan again coming from seemingly nowhere and everywhere at once, somewhere in the darkness. I told you you wouldn't be able to. You. I told you you would never leave here. You cannot possibly think you can beat me.
Now, the last time I was in here, I hit him once, which caused him to drop his Shadow Blade, right?
Yes.
Can I see his Shadow Blade?
Yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. I say yes, but let me just see something. Yes, Kitan. Hello, Kitan. Yeah, it's on the ground.
I would like to go for it.
All right, it's a little ways away. You probably are going to have to run there or jump or roll or something. He was also going for the blades, so what we'll do is this is going to be an overcome action.
Okay.
I know you want to be part of the game. There we go. Stop bugging me. So yeah, it's an overcome action. Should you succeed, you will get to the sword before him.
Okay.
Otherwise, well, we have all of these fancy consequences.
Fun stuff.
Yep. So which dice are you using for that?
I think awareness, finesse, and green. Unless the scene is not in green anymore.
Because we're starting a new issue, scenes, if we need them to be...
Oh, wait, my health is at 19, so it would be in yellow.
Yeah, in that case, it would be yellow.
Okay.
So your mid die is a 5. Succeeds, but with a minor twist.
Okay.
So I think what's going to happen is you get to... Ooh, I know. Okay, bye-bye, kitten. You have a special twist, I think, on your character sheet. Because of the type of character that you are, you have a variable you did not plan... Your plan did not account for. Sure. We'll go for that. You grab the sword, you will get it, but there is something that you didn't account for. What was it?
Is it able to be wielded by me?
Nice. Okay. You pick up the blade, and it is heavy. But not only is it heavy, it's... You've wielded weapons before. It's a heavy sword, sure, but it's also completely unbalanced. It's not the type of thing that would move the way Brendan swung it around. And also, as you're holding it, it seems to melt like an ice cream cone under the sun. You can still use it, but it will... Like, it's only going to be temporary. You can't keep it forever. It'll disappear sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Now that would be his turn. From, well, and not even from the shadows, because he's literally facing you a few inches away. And, says, oh. I didn't think you'd be tempted by the shadows so quickly. Let's see how you wield it against someone who's trained with it all his life. And he's going to just do a regular basic attack because you took away his toys. So he's going to use agility, close combat, and he's only engaged against one person. So that's 10 and 12. And brah. I know it still says Surprise Chains of Oblivion, but I don't want to change all the things. Middle number is a 7, so that would be 7 damage to you, as he will kick you across the face.
Okay.
If you have any reactions or anything of the sort, you can take it now.
I do. I would like to use Tactical Analysis. When attacked, treat the amount of damage you take as a boost action for yourself. So that's +7.
+2. 7 is a +2 bonus.
+2, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to use the momentum of his kick, turn it around, turn it against them. What do you do?
I would like to... Okay, so... I want to use his weapon.
Mm-hmm. It's not one of your favored weapons, though.
Right,
Because
that's
I
true.
know you have like favored weapon as a signature weaponry.
Signature weaponry, yeah.
So you can use, certain of your abilities might be able to be used because they do not use signature weaponry. Otherwise, you can use it as a basic weapon, kind of what he did. Using, for example, strength in close combat.
Okay. I'd like to try to do that. Strength, close combat, and...
Right. And I can tell you that this sword, at this very moment, will also make it so that you will automatically defend with a 1, but still, you're going to take 1 less point of damage next turn, should you take any damage.
Okay, that's an automatic thing, though. That doesn't negate my ability to use reactions, correct?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's just whenever you swing it, it sort of creates like a defensive field around you.
Okay.
So go ahead. Ooh. He was already wounded. Quite wounded, in fact. You spin, slash, you get him, basically, he spun, you slash him across, like mid-torso, you rake his ribs with the sword, and he staggers sideways, holds up his side, clearly bleeding, and has this like twitch in his eyes, in his face, probably from the pain. And says that shouldn't happen. I'm going to give you a choice, Archer, because you won. Before you disappear from this pocket dimension, is there anything you would like to do? Like 1 turn.
I'd like to put the... Is it still a blade or has it melted?
So right now it's like a half blade.
Okay.
It looks like a broken sword. Like a plastic sword that would have melted in the sun.
Okay.
So it's all misshapen.
I'm going to take my gun then, since the sword is kind of getting weird on me. I'll put it to his forehead, cock back the hammer, and tell him, I don't want to see you again. Don't come back. And then leave.
After you're done saying this, he like just waves his arm from like right to left, and all the darkness recedes. And you find yourself in a cell. It's a rather clean cell. There are no bars. It's like this strange, like thick plexiglass with a couple of holes through it. The cell itself is all white, shiny. There's light. There's a cot. And that's about it. And you can see, if you look through the plexiglass, it's like this prison complex. You'd be on the 3rd floor. There are 3 floors of cells. And if you look to your right, to your left, there's a like in the corner. It is not a cell, seems to be like a room. And you're fairly certain you just saw Bayani getting jumped by a bunch of soldiers or people in army uniforms. But then Bayani just left. You have your gun. You don't have the sword. You have your gun on you.
I don't have my sword anymore. That's fine.
You weren't, no one searched you or anything. But when you look at the other cells, most of them are empty. And you would see two soldiers bring a person. They have a bag over their head, but you can see from their general height and build, they are shorter than the other guards, and the prison uniform that they have is too large for them. They're probably, you think, maybe 5'4". And if most likely a woman, or it might be just a man that's not, doesn't have very broad shoulders. And they are bringing this person pretty much against their will. They're trying to fight, they're trying to, slip away from the grip of those guards, but their hands are tied, restrained by this sort of heavy-looking set of handcuffs. And they're bringing that person towards the room where you saw Bayani in the corner. And the two guards look in a hurry and very vexed. Bayani. Hi. So, you taught those people a lesson. As they tried to pummel you to the ground and, find a productive way to get rid of all their anger and all their negative emotions around metas on you in a very violent fashion. You have barely broken a sweat. And the woman that was speaking over the PA says, "Alright, I think this is enough, Mr. Bayani. I think you've had your fun, and I think everyone had their fun. You will yield, and you will come with us. You are no longer a hero. You are a ruffian, a villain. You are what this country abhors. You belong to a bygone age, and so do everyone who has ever been on the side of the metas before." And the door opens, and you see these two soldiers carrying this petite prisoner bag over their head. And one of them will remove the bag as the other one will push, shove that person into the room. You have never seen that person before. So they're not, you're fairly 95% certain that they are not a meta. This is a perfectly mundane civilian. Their hair has been sort of like cut slash shaved by someone who really did not know what they were doing. And you can see that she has a fat lip, a bruise on the side of the nose, probably like got hit right here. Looks to be in her 30s. And also looks like they haven't fed this person in a while. And the voice says, there are many people, Mr. Bayani, who would have put their lives on the line to protect your secret identities, to mop up after your wanton destruction of property. Oh, speaking of, isn't it convenient that you also own a business that specializes in repairing the damage that heroes have done? Those so-called heroes can ruin the lives and wreck the livelihood of so many good American citizens. And you will just pick up after them. No one to really... Oh, Simon, word. Not keep them in check, but to make them accountable. No one there to make them accountable for what they've done. See this one? She would have died once to protect metas like you. And you see the one of the two soldiers like is slowly drawing a submachine gun. She would probably lay her life down to protect you again. But as we've seen, you do not really need protection. But would you do the same for a civilian? And you hear the click of the safety from the submachine gun being taken off. What do you do? How do you respond?
You know, I just really find it ironic that you're taunting me, monologuing like a villain while calling me a villain. It's really good of you. He's just gonna look around. I bet you're not even recording this because you know what you're doing is wrong. And that's good. That's good because for my entire career as a hero, I've been living up to my dad's expectations and being the better person. But the only people watching right now are just you and these two bozos. Rather than just teach you a lesson the same way my dad would, let me show you what my mother taught me. And he's going to spring in and attack both of them. And he's going to be ruthless about it. He's not even going to use his powers. He's going to basically stab them with their own combat knives. Maybe redirect their guns to shoot themselves in the foot. He's going to make it hurt so badly that they will be crippled for the rest of their lives.
Okay, that was going to be my question. Are you looking to kill?
No, he's here to make them regret their career choice.
Give me that roll. You there won't be the redirecting of bullets will not be necessary. I'll get into that after. But you rush up to them. Do you use a special move or is it just a basic attack?
We're going to use the zone. So, no, I'm sorry. We're going to use flowing fight. So that's the attack used in close combat. Use mid die to attack one extra target for each bonus you have, and apply a different bonus to each attack.
Okay.
So I've got 5 bonus points. So that means that would be a total of 6 close combat attacks. And
So
5
you
with plus
split them like
ones.
3-3?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay, good. They were D10 minions. All right. Go ahead with the 3 on the first one. We'll do like 3 on the first and then 3 on the second.
Okay.
Ooh, 9. Nope, he's out. Now about the second. Four. Wow. The first hit on both will render them unconscious. The other 4 hits is just you going at it. But the first one, when you came up to him, grabbed his knife, unsheathed it, and then stabbed him with it, he sort of jerked back, and of course his finger was on the trigger of the submachine gun, so you have like this spray of bullet arcing across him, and they ricochet on the walls, on the ceiling. And from your point of view, Archer, you see that one of them hits it's probably like the fire alarm or a sprinkler, because the sprinklers go off. The other bullets hit a few of like the random cells. And in one of them, the person, you see them casually, pick up the bullet that just embedded itself in the far wall, and hold it in their fist and turn the whole fist into like this brassy gauntlet, and they punch through the plexiglass. It shatters and they start running. Some of the prisoners are cheering, others are knocking on their windows to like try to get his attention. And this person will go to anyone who seems to be calling out and break them free. He is, however, 1 floor below you. But this is a breakout now. It's a breakout. What do you do? How do you react?
I don't think I need his help, but I do enjoy the inspiration that he's given me. I'd like to try to break out with my own metal arm.
You can easily punch through. Yeah. It takes like 2 or 3 hits, and you break through the plexiglass. Bayani, I'll just go back to you for a moment. You hear the ricochet, you hear the sprinklers, and then you hear shouting and glass breaking. And if you look up from like the 2 bodies that are now dropped on the ground, it would be to your You're looking to your left, so it would be to your... Yeah, to your left as well. Same level as you are. The rest, you now see like the rest of the prison complex. And in one of those cells is Archer, who is punching her way out of the cell.
Okay. So, Bion is going to do two things. One is he's going to remove his jacket and check on the prisoner that got thrown into his cell or the room that he's in.
Yeah, you were in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
Interrogation. When you approach them with your jacket, they're shivering a bit under the prison uniform, but you hear her say between like clenched teeth, I think I can make it out. Thanks.
Well, here, put this jacket on. It's got some protection. Come with me. I'm going to head out here too.
And she just nods solemnly and then looks at the PA and says, what about the bitch?
Deal with it later. Follow me. And he's going to step out. He's going to see Archer's cell. And you're going to see his hand just start glowing. And he's going to use a fire blast to help break out the door.
Archer, you punch once, you punch twice. There's like a big spider web of this what should have been bulletproof glass. And then you go to punch the third time, and you do so at the same moment as you see this beam of fire, like a fiery light, hit this panel, and we're gonna go to break on that, would be split into two on the length of the glass, with Archer punching on one side, the beam on the other, and just the entire, line, the panel divider on the page divider just shattering just like the window did. And we're gonna be back in like 5-ish minutes, everyone. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and come back for more daring action. And we're back. So, the window shattered. And in this, shattering of our comic page, we are going to fade to the shattered porcelain or shattered pattern on the porcelain plate of one Anaya and Fitz at the diner. What are you having?
Anaya has ordered coffee and probably just, I guess I have no idea what time of day it is.
It was you were surprised originally in like the middle of the day, so you're getting close to like dinner time.
Okay. She'd probably just get something like a grilled cheese and fries or something, not something a place like this can make exactly to the greasiness level you want.
Yeah. The grilled cheese is like oozing liquid.
Yeah.
From the bread.
Damn it. I'm hungry, but I'm literally eating dinner. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, and the fries are like the thick fries that are almost soggy from oil.
Diner fries are usually good.
No, right. They're normally
crispy.
Crispy. Yeah.
You don't want them soggy.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you thinking of, Simon?
The fries from Bell Pro.
See.
They're like, these are like piping hot to the point where when you bite into them, you have to go.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of the ones I had in mind. The true poutine fries.
Yo.
These are poutine-free fries, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't call those poutine fries, thank you.
But they're the ones that you're supposed to have with it.
Bell Pro is not the authority on poutine. End of story.
Fitz, what are you having?
Chili cheese
Instead
fries.
of an argument with the GM.
Chili cheese fries. Double order with a soda, extra large.
It's a
and a milkshake.
It's a pyramid of fries and meat sauce and cheese.
Is Fitz on the Michael Phelps diet? Like what?
Actually, what you do not know is that the content of his stomach also teleports away.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
He has to keep his figure somehow, so it's just like a thing.
I mean, he's got like some weird alien anatomy. We don't know.
Yeah, fair.
So the two of you are at the diner. The like there's a waiter that came by and just like topped off your soda and your coffee, or gave you a new soda, topped off your coffee, and you're now sitting by yourselves in a booth. We'll say one of the farthest, close to a window, but kind of in private. I was gonna say intimate, but there's no intimacy in a diner.
No, like if the booths are along the if there's windows along the front, there's the back wall. So it's a booth against the back walls. There's really only one. They can see everybody who looks at them from there.
Yeah.
And I think as they're eating, Anaya is probably has told Fitz the tale of the sketchy knot cops and the fact that they said that she was not one of them and let her go. And I'm assuming she'll also ask about this whole... What were the words you said to her? You said chains of oblivion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anaya knows none of that, but they'll chat and keep... I think in one hand, she's just trying to constantly dial Archer and Bayani, because she's just like, I don't even know where we start trying to figure out who that was that took Bayani.
Yeah.
Oh, and Artifice. also try to call Dr. Artifice?
I mean, the not cops are probably not cops. Because not cops do that all the time.
Yes, but which branch of not cops is it that has taken Payani?
Oh.
Where is Archer?
Is there a payphone nearby?
You know what? It's a greasy joint. It
There's
hasn't been
it's
renovated in 30 years.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the last places to find one.
Yeah, there's one. It's near the bathrooms. Like
Mhm.
the little corridor that leads to the bathroom. There's the phone right there, so that anyone who's on the phone is actually blocking the way. There's a half-torn phone book still hanging from a chain, like a small chain, like a wallet chain.
Does it say 1994 on it?
Yeah. And the phone itself is covered in stickers of like various places that you should call for a good time. Most of these numbers have been decommissioned.
I bet it's some random person's cell phone at this point if you call them. Like, stop it. Amber doesn't live here anymore.
Oh, she doesn't? Who are you? What's your name? So, Fitz...
Too many bad memories. The people randomly text you and you're like, this is not that person's number. And they're like, how about you? Are you single? And it's just like...
Wow.
Yeah, no, straight up. And you don't even indicate anything, right? They're just like, hey, but they like talk to you like you know you, and you're like, I'm sorry, this is the wrong number. And there's like, oh, okay, my bad. How about you? Are you single? It's like, you know nothing about me. I could be an 80-year-old man.
Maybe.
People are terrible. That's the point of my story.
Fitz is gonna kind of just first look around, slightly nervous. Like, I'm assuming this place is relatively empty, like there's not another person in here except for the staff. Or maybe one or two people.
I'm sure there's the regular counter guy, like the guy who eats dinner at the diner counter. On the
Who's always there.
Who's always
Yeah.
there. Joe.
So Fitz is gonna like eye Joe, like suspiciously, kind of look around. Anaya, I'm just gonna make a call.
Okay.
As he's like literally like fiddling with his cell phone, like in his hands, he's gonna stand up, slip it into his pocket, and walk over to the payphone.
I have a charger if you need it.
I'm good. Battery's full. He waves the phone, you know, because clearly you can see from over there that the battery's full, and puts it back in his pocket. He's gonna pick up the receiver and kind of like do that thing you can't really do with cell phones anymore because they're too thin and you're just gonna hurt your neck by like trying to hold it in place.
Mhm.
So, but you know, classic old receivers, you can just shoulder hold, and then he's gonna like pick up like the phone book and like leaf through it like it's some kind of like GQ magazine type of thing, you know. And as he's doing this, he's just it will literally look like he's just hammering random numbers into the phone, and then he stops and he waits for it to ring.
You know, the line goes dead. And then you would hear, you know, the same sound you hear when you, for those of you who remember rotary phones, the like, and eventually it rings, and a voice picks up. Yeah.
Oh crap, why do I not have the names ready? So if it's
Let me guess. Fitz.
Uncle Sam?
I must have
Your
the wrong
aunt's name.
number, and he's gonna hang up the phone. He's gonna walk back to the table and sit across from Anaya. Yeah, that phone's busted, and we've got to leave.
What?
We've got to leave.
What did you do? Who'd you call?
Phone's busted. We got to leave. He will start like putting food, like he will pick up the trays of food. He won't even ask for takeaway. He will pick up the
You
food,
start busting the trays.
and he will literally try to like move Anaya physically at the same time, like out of the diner at this point.
Anaya's furiously shoveling cash onto the table.
He will
Yeah.
reach for the keys, by the way.
The completely unaware waiter just waves you goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay, come back again so soon.
Sorry about that. Emergency
Let's
at
go.
home.
Let's go. We're leaving.
Anaya will follow.
So he's gonna take the car keys,
Mhm.
and he's going to like unlock the car. And he's about to get into the car, into the driver's seat.
Wait, what are you doing? You can't drive.
But we gotta go, and you're eating.
Give me the keys. I'm a doctor. I can drive and eat with one hand. You should see the things I can eat and do at the same time.
So
Trust
have
me.
you ever like done that cadaver thing while you were like eating the sandwich? Like, do you guys actually like put it on like their on the body as you like you need like your
No!
second hand to like?
No, I don't make a cadaver hold my sandwich while I'm cutting it open. Also, I don't deal with cadavers. So let's go. Where are we going? Where?
Away from here, and I can, I mean, I don't want you to take this inappropriately, but I can feed you while you drive, so your both hands are on the wheel because that's safer.
I'm okay.
Okay, let's
And
just
I
go.
think she like shoves the last bite of sandwich into her mouth because she's not having Fitz feed her.
You would both hear and see if you look up a black chopper flying above your location, just flying by.
Okay.
It is not the Channel 4 news chopper. Channel 4 news doesn't really have missile launchers under the wings.
I don't think Anaya's eyes are on the road, so she's not paying attention to it. She's just gonna assume it is a news copter. Because it is around dinner time, you said, right? So like probably tail end of rush hour, could be lots of reasons why there's choppers in the air. But she's focused on driving. And then as she like pulls out, and I guess she's gonna start heading towards bigger and bigger roads, she'll ask Fitz, okay, what's going on? Where are we going? I thought we just got away from the bad guys. Why are we running again? What did you do?
My call didn't go through. How far away is the chopper from the car? Like, is it within sight?
Yeah, it's rather small in the distance.
Okay, so it's not like right above them or within a few blocks of them. It's
No.
really...
Like it flew by. It could
Okay.
be a pure coincidence.
Yeah, Fitz is freaking the fuck out. And you could see it in his face. Like, he is like absolutely on the edge because,
Huh.
you know,
Fitz, talk to me. What is going on?
they're gonna find us.
Who is they?
Those guys,
The ones who took Bayani?
not cops.
Why would they find us? What, like, were they tracking the phone at the diner? What happened?
Because this is what they do. They interrupt your phone calls and they find you.
What? How do you know this?
Why are you driving the speed limit? We have to go.
Okay. What do you know about them?
they're not good people.
Well, yes, I gathered they took Bayani, and I saw what they did to that building.
Yeah, but they're really just not good people.
So
His
wait a second.
vocabulary is suffering from limitations at this point.
Mhm. So let me get this straight. You know who blew up Paragon and
No.
who took Bayani?
Maybe.
Are we dealing with one group of people here or two? I think that's where we need to start.
I don't know yet. My call was interrupted.
Well, shit, what are we gonna do? Drive around in circles? We have nowhere to go.
Um,
I think Anaya's be like, keep calling Archer and Bayani and Buseda and Artifice.
he will try calling for like Archer and Bayani and everybody.
Just go down the list.
Well,
Yeah,
One,
he's just gonna
two.
like, you're not working, like 2 rings, you're not responding, fine, screw you, hang up. Next
So-
person, 2 rings, you're not responding.
we'll like switch to the window, the plexiglass shattering in this rain of like, you know, sprinkler water and shards of glass. Archer, you're standing there looking at this breakout. And then your phone goes off.
Hello?
I think you're gonna hear Fitzroy be like, Anaya, they're not picking up, and he's gonna hang up the phone on you, and he's gonna dial Bayani.
Well, Bayani doesn't have his phone on him. So somewhere in a locker, you know, where all of his, in the armory where all of his stuff is, the phone just goes, nah.
Dial again. Keep trying.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I just have to reach Mr. K one more time. So he's gonna try Buseda again.
You think Buseda picked up, but all you hear is like the sound of like something frying. Like it's not crackling. He probably put his phone right next to a frying pan as he's cooking a metric ton of bacon. That's what it sounds like.
Just before hanging up, he's gonna look at Anaya and say, "Does Mr. K eat like bacon?"
You're the one who works with him. I've met him once.
But he's a designer. Does he?
I mean, he either loves bacon or he's vegan. There is no middle ground.
Well, that's. He's gonna like look contemplative for like a whole minute.
Keep trying to call Archer while you're thinking. And Bayani and everybody.
And when you say call Archer, it's like he snaps out of it, hangs up the phone, and dials Archer again.
Archer, phone in hand. It's raining.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Archer!
Yeah?
Where is she?
Where are you at, girl?
Is
This
she
is-
okay?
Kind of a bad time, Fitz. Wait, where
Because
the hell are
Bayani-
you?
Okay. 2 women yelling at me at the same time, it's never a good thing.
Just give me the phone. Put it on speaker. Put it on speaker.
He's gonna put her on speaker.
Archer, are you okay?
You're on speaker.
I don't know. I don't know where we are. Bayani's here.
No.
We're in some sort of facility. I mean, we can't really talk. There's a breakout right now. Where are
Okay.
you?
We're driving around the city aimlessly trying to avoid being caught by some boogeymen. I don't know. Where are you? We can try to come to you.
Boogeymen? We don't know
they're-
where we are.
But they're not
Oh.
boogeymen. They're not cops. The boogeymen are the other guys.
Hold on. Maybe Fitz, can you track her phone?
Hold on a sec. And he's gonna like look at
Don't
the
turn
phone.
your phone off.
Okay.
Put it on silent.
So, being the gizmo whiz that he is, he will likely find some way of like through the phone back hacking, tracking the signal to its point of origin.
That
The
will require.
movies tell me that's called
allows.
triangulation.
That'll require some sort of overcome action.
Okay, well, it's a little, yeah, it's more like the principle of the gearhead.
Mhm.
Overcome a technical challenge and use your max die. You and each of your allies gains a hero point. That will, from my powers, there's nothing that's gonna help me. So, what's our dice pool at?
Sorry, it's 3 of each.
3 of each.
We also
If-
have 5 hero points from last week.
Yeah, I already invested them in upping other dice.
Oh, you did? Okay.
If nobody minds, I'm gonna steal a D8 for my nothing roll. I'll use my creativity at a D10. Can I increase the green die?
Yes.
Is that a thing? Okay.
With the dice pool, you can increase any die.
I think you can swap it out.
Or can I can't swap like with the hero points. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So that will account for the spending of the hero points, and I'm going to borrow a D8 out of our dice pool.
Yeah.
Okay. Where the hell am I rolling?
Well, you said nothing D8, creativity D10, and then green D8. That it?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. But you rolled a 3.
It's my max
so-
die.
It's
Your max die, I'm sorry. Yeah, it succeeds, but with a minor twist.
Oh, good lord.
You will know that they are in this sort of it's a private airport, like private jet hangar outside of town. It's near like the Coast City airport, but far enough away that they have like their own tarmac and everything. And I think we're not gonna use the minor twist from Gearhead because it. No, actually we will. That was your phone that you used to triangulate, right?
It was one of our phones. I
Well,
say
that phone
coyly.
no longer exists.
No, it probably is. It probably is Fitz's phone.
Is this your second personal phone you've
So
destroyed in like a week?
They don't make them like they used to, Anaya. The old Nokias never did this to me.
back into the prison, Bayani, you shot your fire beam to free Archer. And then as you blink in disbelief, she's on the phone. You can both, by the way, see each other.
Bayani's going to try to figure out or remember where he came in, because I think the vehicles, there might be a vehicle there that they can commandeer.
There were a few in the sort of hangar, like before they brought you down the elevator. Yeah, there were a few there.
Yeah, so he's going to try to remember the path back there. And he's going to point in that direction so that Archer will meet up at a point that both of them can reach.
So the way out would be through the corridor that basically leads out of sight from Archer.
Are they like? Are we underground?
You are.
Okay.
So, unless Archer or Bayani, unless you want to do anything while you're in the prison compound, our next panel would be you exiting the elevator upstairs.
Okay.
Are all these people metas?
No.
Do you know
He's
any
not
of
the
these
person-
people?
Probably.
The woman would reply. Most of them criminals, but they don't belong here, and the way they were treated was not how it should be.
Okay. Well, we'll sort that out later.
We
So we're
can't
in the
just
hand.
leave them here.
Yeah. No. I will do something about it. Just make sure that nobody's following us and pick out a vehicle for us to escape in. I'm going to do something. And so this is when Bayani's going to look up at the hangar ceiling.
Mhm.
And he's going to do something big. He is going to basically fire his fire energy through the roof, and he's going to create a big ass signal with it to basically that hopefully anybody within a good distance can see it, and it's going to be a logo of a clockwork scarab, which is secretly Dr. Artifice's logo.
Hello, Raiders! Thank you for coming to this prison break. So you're blasting it as a signal for, just so I'm clear, for the other prisoners to see?
No,
Or-
so that maybe Fitz and
Okay,
Anaya
okay.
can see it. Because,
Because I thought you were like, for a moment, I don't know why, I thought you were showing it like as you were exiting. So for everyone to follow you. Fitz and Anaya would see it. It's a giant clockwork scarab in the like twilight sky. It's outside of town, in the direction that Fitz triangulated the phone.
As soon as we see it, we continue to drive in that direction.
Yeah, it's and Fitz is just gonna like point and then kind of stare.
As you drive there, I'll go back to the airport now that most of you are, well, the three of you are out. The woman is trying to break the handcuffs on her leg. Like raising her hands up and then striking against her thigh to try to break them, like you would do with like eye wraps. But it's not working. They're thick. They're made to probably not just, from what you can see, probably not just restrain very powerful individuals, probably also sap them of their strength. So that they cannot break free from those bonds.
So they're like whatever this world's version of adamantium is, kind of.
No, I would say this is more like this world's version of
Dimeridium?
Dimeridium. Yeah.
Okay.
In The Witcher, but basically something that, because this is mostly technological, there probably is like either a contact patch or a needle that sends, like continually sends like a mild like muscle relaxant, if you will.
Makes sense.
Can I try to break them off of her?
That would require an overcome action. And I can tell you right now that the major twist, if you fail badly enough, will hurt her.
Oh. I still want to try.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to use strength. Finesse, maybe?
Sure.
My health is in the red, but the scene is in green. So do I still do red?
It would still be red. Actually, this
Okay.
scene now, because I didn't keep the tracker for tonight, my bad. I'll have one on the overlay when I redo the overlays, but the scene would be yellow.
Oh, okay.
You can either fail, right, or succeed and injure her. What do you choose?
I'll succeed and injure her.
All right. So you how paint me a picture.
I would try to pull it apart with, using the strength of my metal arm. But
Okay. So you basically rip the handcuffs apart, but as you do so, you sort of like pull on her wrist and you dislocate her hand. And there's a sharp yelp of pain. And then she immediately, holds her wrist with her other hand, and looks at you and says, "Thanks, I guess. You wouldn't happen to be a doctor."
I'm not a doctor. We know a doctor. She should be here soon.
Great. Sergeant Melissa Santos.
Archer. What is this place?
A black site, I guess. I'm not part of the army. I was a cop.
You're a cop?
You look at her in like the jumpsuit and in the prison jumpsuit, and she says, "It doesn't look like it right now, does it?"
Are you meta like these people?
Oh, and by the way, she's wearing Bayani's jacket, and she will look at Bayani, and then at you, and then at your arm. I'm not, and I take it. What are you, like some sort of augmented individual, or is this your?
I'm just helping. That's all.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not. I'm on your side. By the way, Bayani, you would notice, that black van they drove you in with? The back doors are wide open. And, like, all the things they confiscated from you are all still right there. No one brought them in yet because they were too eager to punch you in the face.
Ah, great.
You have 45 missed calls from Fitz's burner phone. Anaya.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, once or twice.
Anaya called a lot too while she was waiting for Fitz to like.
So you have like Fitz, Anaya, scam call.
Hey, at
Call
least
about
you
your
know
car
we're
warranty.
alive. Well, you know we're alive anyway because we're driving there. Never mind.
Credit card fraud company.
Um,
A number that's exactly like yours, except the last couple of digits are different.
do they do that?
Oh,
Oh,
my
yes.
gosh, yes. And they're always like, "This is a warning. The Internal Revenue Service is blah
Oh.
blah 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 blah."
Yeah, the FBI called me a few times, in a country
and-
where they do not have jurisdiction.
And somehow the FBI's phone number is just 3 digits different than mine. What are the chances?
But yeah, so Bayani, you have time to grab onto your stuff, and I think Anino, Hannah, do you want to keep going in this scene in the airport with Captain Santos? Or do you want me to just move to a different panel where when Fitz and Anaya drive by? Or arrive, I should.
I was gonna say I don't know that we'll drive by.
Yeah, they just like drive away.
I mean, it would be funny.
Yeah.
I think they're going to probably take a vehicle out and probably just meet them on the road somewhere.
All right. So you have an armored Humvee, basically.
Archer's driving. Bayani doesn't drive.
I thought you said you were going to do something about the people that were left in there. They're still in there.
They'll all escape.
Oh, yeah, you see the elevator is being called down.
You don't think that the guys in charge are going to call backup and kill all those people in there? There's only the one guy who's helping them escape.
Well, I'm sure that once they break out one person, then it's two people helping them escape and so on and so forth.
DeSantos says, most of these people are violent and dangerous.
Still, they don't deserve to be in there.
No, but I trust that they will find whatever they confiscated from them and then make them pay. And I don't think we want to be there. We don't want to be here, certainly. I've seen how some of them can be even when they're deprived of their powers.
Just don't think it's right leaving them there with those people. It's fine. She'll start the car and, head out onto the road.
As you drive out and away, you're probably, a fair distance, enough to say that the hangar is like just a bump on the horizon. And you see like 3 flying individuals break through the roof and fly away in the stratosphere. They split. No, that is true. Chat is not in danger. Chat would have been in the cells. But
Chat could have been metas.
yeah. Bloodless lawyers in here. As you're driving, Anaya, you see in the distance, you're like on the highway out of town, following Fitz's directions and, keeping an eye on the giant scarab in the sky. And there's this black armored truck.
Anaya, turn around. Anaya, turn around.
Well, have y'all called us to tell us not to come yet?
Fitz is still trying to grab the wheel and turn this car around.
Wait, what did you see? Did you see them drive by?
No, he's just going to point at the armored Humvee, like careening down the road at them.
Oh. We're just a normal car driving along, minding our own business. If we turned around now, they would have reason to chase us.
But those are the not cops.
Yes, but we are just random people driving. Just duck down. And I think Anaya starts shoving him in.
Bayani, you recognize Anaya's vehicle. And
Yeah,
then
you do.
as you're driving,
Is that Anaya's
closer,
vehicle?
You see both Anaya and Fitz hide under the.
No, Anaya's not hiding. Anaya's just being cool and collected, but she shoved Fitz down. Just like, I'm just driving to the next town. Nothing to see here.
As she's like pushing Fitz down, he's had it by this point of like Anaya's like calm attempt to retreat. He's gonna bamf out of the vehicle.
Coward!
Oh, hell. We forgot to tell him we left.
He's gonna reappear on top of the Humvee with his sword in hand.
Is there like a clonk as you materialize on top of
There's a thump thump. unless like you reappear really like farther up. But yeah,
It's going to be mysteriously heavy. We'll put it that way.
and then you see the blade go through like Sergeant Santos like shoves herself completely on the side, on like the one side of the car, as the blade just comes down where like her shoulder blade would have been. Like,
Bayani's just gonna pick up his burner phone and dial Fitz.
from the hole that the sword went through, you hear a faint. No, you don't hear anything because his phone broke. Because he broke it using his power of the gearhead. So it just immediately goes to
Wait, don't you
voicemail.
Don't you have two phones? The one of your own personal phone and the one Bayani gave you?
No, because my personal one was trashed in a previous event, and the
Oh, so you
burner-
didn't get a new phone. I thought you got a new phone and broke that.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh no.
Yeah, Fitz. I mean, Fitz loves his phones.
Bayani's
but-
just- you just see Bayani like sigh, and he still has the phone, but he's going to peek up and out of the passenger side vehicle, and then just look at Fitz.
Mr. B.
You're not picking up your phone.
Oh, I kind of busted it trying to find our Mr. B. Do you have another phone for me? I need another phone. He's literally just like kneeling down on the roof, like holding on to the sword as it's like plunged.
Like the superhero pose.
Yeah, you know, like this is completely normal. Mr. B. I need a new phone.
He just hangs up slowly and
Where-
slides back into the car, and then he's just going to roll up the window.
Mr. B, where's Mr. B? Mr. B.
And that's when, Anaya, you would pass by the Jeep. And Archer and Anaya, you can both see each other.
Like the Umbrella Academy meme.
Yeah.
Like, oh hi. And then Anaya will slowly hit the brakes and turn around and follow.
So I have to know, does Anaya do a U-turn, or does she do a 3-point turn?
She'll do a U-turn. She has a small car.
Okay.
It's got a tiny turning radius. However, had it been any bigger vehicle, it would have been a 3-point turn.
When
But it's not attractive. She does definitely like go onto like the grass on the side and rumble, rumble, rumble. And she gets back
It's
on
not
her.
a cool drift. It's a.
No!
Fitz is gonna appear in the passenger seat. I found Mr. B.
Oh, well, thank you. I saw Archer. Also, don't just disappear out of a car like that. What am I supposed to do? I can't follow you.
But I was gonna stop the not. Why are you following the not cops? Where's Archer?
Archer is driving that armored vehicle.
Why is Archer driving the not cops somewhere?
They broke out. Clearly. So we should
Yes.
go back to the city. But also, next time you plan to teleport, at least, like, give a girl a heads up.
Well, it's not like you were changing.
I mean, I'm not going to abandon you the way you abandoned me. Anyway, whatever. Let's go.
It wasn't abandonment. I know what
It's-
abandonment feels like. That wasn't abandonment.
It's the second time tonight you've left me by myself with no idea where you are. Third. Once was in the elevator, once was in the car, and this is the third time.
Yeah, but in the elevator, I had to go and hurt not cops, and I left you with the like biker jacket, so you were safe. And then the next time, I had to go to the penthouse,
Uh-huh.
and you were still safe because there were a lot of cops around you. The not cops showed up after I was already gone, so I didn't know they were there. And you saw where I was because I was going for the Humvee because those were not cops, and that was a not cop Humvee that I had to stop.
William Fitzgerald, I don't know what your Fitz stands for, but this is a toxic trait for you to abandon me without telling me where you're going. And I don't like it. It causes me a lot of anxiety.
He's gonna literally like push his seat all the way back, like as though he's like in the recliner in the psychiatrist's office. And he's gonna start, well, it kind of all started with Uncle Sam, like when I was a kid. And
I looked at our coffee cup, which is sadly empty.
and he kind of like had to like go somewhere this one time, and I wanted to go with him, but he wouldn't let me. And he left me at home. But he also didn't tell me when he was gonna leave. So
And how did that make you feel?
I guess I just felt left behind, and it made me so angry. So every now and again, is this what they call redirection, where I like take out my frustration on someone else?
Are you all still driving as this is happening?
Oh,
Yes.
Anaya's driving. And Anaya will say, Fitz, I got my lowest marks in the psych unit. I'm really sorry. But
you studied psych?
it just is a part of med school generally,
Oh, that's fine.
But what I was gonna say is, you know how you felt when that happened to you? That's exactly how I feel now. So just don't do that, or give me a heads up. That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to curb your freedom. I'm just trying to alleviate my own worry when I don't need to be worrying about you. Where are we driving to? We're following Archer.
Following the other car. Yeah, so I need to
we're
know,
following them.
Archer,
I
where are you going?
I'm
I
either
really
looking
appreciate
for
that, Anaya.
the first exit, or if there's some place that Biani can suggest that would be safer.
The Biani's sort of sitting there, resting his head on his arm, side of the door, and he's just like, well, all of my go-to safe spots are all compromised, so I don't know where to go. I don't suppose you have a place that's discreet for a moment while I sit and figure out what we do next?
Not anywhere that's nearby. There's a nice
He was
little
asking
diner
the
in
sar- He was
town.
asking the
Oh.
sergeant.
Most of my safe places are compromised, but I've always kept my Nan's a home secret. She has an apartment. It's in Coast City, but not even my employers knew about it.
Okay.
It's cramped, but she's a sweet lady. It'll be all right, I think, for a time.
Need a night.
Yeah. It's the least I can do.
Biani's just gonna pick up his phone and dial the responsible one in the other car.
Mm-hmm. Anaya, your phone rings.
Can we roll to see
Naya
who
would-
grabs the phone?
What? No! Anaya will put it on speaker.
Mm-hmm.
The responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, we should probably ditch this car because it's not good. So, Archie, pull over, and we're gonna pile into Anaya's car, and then we're gonna go over to the sergeant's apartment.
Okay. Are either of you injured? Do you need medical attention?
Our passengers are gonna need one.
Okay. When you pull over, Anaya will pull over behind you, but
Mm-hmm.
Archer, she'll toss you the keys so that she can tend to this mysterious passenger.
Cop or not cop?
Um,
And Fitz will stare accusingly.
Sergeant Melissa Santos, formerly of the CCPD. Actually, formerly of both the DEA and the CCPD.
Wow. That sounds like a story. And I think Anaya is going to start trying to
It's a simple dislocation. I mean, it's a dislocation that was created by someone with a supernaturally strong metal arm pulling
Yeah.
on it. So it's completely bruised and swollen
okay.
to the point where it doesn't look like she has a wrist. She just has a very long hand.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. Anaya is going to tend to that. I guess I'll roll. Let's see.
You're a doctor. You don't need to roll for that.
Oh, okay, because I rolled terribly anyway.
Well, also because the way I see it is you can, you probably have in your car like a first aid kit with like cold compresses or something that you
Yeah.
can put on.
Yeah, she's probably not
on
going
the
to try to
wound and
set
everything,
the
so-
hand in the, but she'll
Yeah.
probably like make a makeshift sling so it stops getting worse,
Mm-hmm.
and try
Thanks.
to reset it at wherever we're going. So
At
it
worst,
seems like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
At worst, I can go to the hospital. Ah, shit. No, I can't. Fuck.
Seems we have a lot to talk about, all of us.
You probably more than me. And she would just look toward Bayani and say, I've seen him on the news quite often.
What's
You-
your story?
And we're gonna end on that tonight.
I want to know her deal.
Simon needs to do one thing.
Come up with the deal.
No, I have the deal, but I want to have a little extra. She.
I'm mostly into her guns over there, like the muscles.
I know you saw the picture.
I saw the picture and I was like, damn.
Yeah, she's 5'4",
And ripped.
and yeah, but yeah, the thing is because they, they fed her only enough, almost like through an IV drip, like only enough to
Ugh.
keep her alive, but like all of her muscle mass right now is pretty much gone. But yes, you'll know more about Captain Melissa Santos next week.
Yay.
How's everyone doing?
Good. I'm glad to be reunited with the gang. Yeah, Anaya has just been really concerned a lot. And I know, unfortunately, that all of that concern just came like verbally vomiting out in Fitz's direction. But she didn't, like, she felt so helpless at the beginning of this episode and last time because everybody's just gone and she can't do anything. She has no ability to, like, help disappeared people or means to track them. And I think that was like, that has caused her anxiety to shoot through the roof. So in a way, like actually being able to tend to Sergeant Santos was calming for her. She's like, oh, finally, something I know.
Yeah.
But she's probably a bag of nerves, but I'm having a good time.
Cool. Well, my Zoom's not having a good time
No.
because, of course.
Oh,
So I apologize for the transcript fucking up again. It completely froze like about 15 minutes ago.
Oh no.
On the sentence, it's fine. So, love it. Let's go around the table. before I do the little spiel at the end, I want to know your players. What you have going on this weekend or the beginning of next week? And then I'll say a few things that I need to talk about. But we'll start with same order as we did the intro. So Anaya.
Hello, everybody. I am Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at Pooja and at Pujabberwocky on Instagram and in the Twitch chat. And when I am not here on this here channel playing a reluctant superhero, you can find me over on Sundays on Praxagora Thesmophoria's channel playing Romance of the Blue Rose, a Blue Rose game set in the Age system by Green Ronin with Simon. And lots of shenanigans ensue. It's a good old time. Please do come join us. And then on Tuesdays this month, I'm over on the Manapot Studios channel where we are doing a flight on the Flights of Fandom show, where this month we are setting a brand new spooky story in the world of Control, the video game. And I think either next week or the week after, I have there's a brand new project coming up. I'll give you more details when I have them, but it's going to be on the new Total Party Kiss channel. And you'll be able to find more details about that and links to all of the shows that I am in on my Twitter bio. So that's where you can find all my stuff. And hopefully you'll join us in some of the other streams. But if not, I will see you here next Thursday.
Thank you for coming, Pooja. Andrew, or Fitz, where can we find you?
You can find me here Thursdays, every Thursday. And otherwise, there might be something I don't. It's in the works, but there may be something sometime eventually soon in the next few weeks ish, hopefully. Otherwise, you can find me at Underful1 on Twitter, and I will start posting there with where I'm at and what I'm doing. And generally speaking, that's it. It's so great to be back. I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, we're mostly missing one person, maybe two, because I don't know if one of them was going to come back or not. But yes, I will talk about it after. Archer, where can we find you?
You can find me at Hanimation Art on Twitter or Hanimation Studios on Instagram or Facebook. You can find me back here Saturday, 1 p.m. EST for some Scion, which is very exciting. I'm looking forward to that very much.
And Bayani, aside from a black site, where can we find you?
Hey everyone, my name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. Let's see, this Saturday, as Anna mentioned, I will be in the Scion game at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by, hopefully, a round of The Edge of Paradox at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Other Docs channel, and then over to this channel again next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday for more of Sentinels of the Universe. So October is my birth month, and each year I do a fundraiser. This year I'm raising money for races. Link is right there. Doing some giveaways at Milestones, but we also have some special one-shots planned this month where I will be running an actual game on the Utopia channel that is coming soon. We will have a special one-shot on this channel on the 29th at 8:30. I hope that's not a surprise to people, but yep. We will be doing a one-shot of the Dresden Files here. And then a week from tomorrow, on the 15th, over on Other Docs channel, we'll be doing a one-shot of Inspectors in Vegas.
Nice.
You haven't heard of Inspectors? It's kind of like Ghostbusters meets The Office. So.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's... I cannot wait to see it in action. I think A friend of mine, I don't have the book because I bought the other books that Vincent Baker was, or is it Vincent Baker? Anyway, there was a bundle at PAX years ago. We like shared it among our group of friends. I didn't have Inspector, but I love the premise. Hello, Raiders! We are unfortunately on our way out. But thank you everyone for coming. Thank you players for being here. Thank you chat. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the playing cards. Thank you for all the fun times. Thank you to all of our sponsors, of course, Found Familiar, Roll20, Mage and Press, and our affiliates, Die Hard Dice. We'll be back here next week for for issue number 11, the second to last, penultimate issue of this second run of Sentinels of the Multiverse. And then on Saturday, this Saturday, you can find me over on Praxagorthus Symphoria for Blue Rose, where I have been told yesterday very few details, but apparently everyone's fighting with candlesticks and everyone's sort of in danger. I missed an episode, and now everyone's fighting with candles.
Well,
and there's a lich.
There's a lich. There's an unconscious party member. There's candlesticks. Yeah, all of those things are accurate.
Yeah,
but Delme did send the call out to Richard, and so he knows where they are.
Well, I will be probably coming to the rescue, but let's face it, the wolf and the bear are going to do most of the heavy lifting.
Yes, I know. One wolf's there trying to already help. We'll just need more. Get the menagerie in there.
Mm-hmm. And then I will be over on Praxagorthus Symphoria again on Wednesday for Witcher, where I will attempt to beat my roll of this week, which was a 43 on a D10. Pretty cool. And then, of course, Saturday, we're playing Scion. I believe this week is the last week before our guest comes on. We had a little bit of a scheduling mishap, so we're sorting things out, but it will be the group finally found out or figured out what was happening with Killian, the scion of the Gaulish gods who unfortunately died. And they're sort of finding out exactly what happened to him and why, and there is something wrong with the entire cycle of death and rebirth in the world. And a friend being driven from the airport to their cottage by the lake. That said, as Andrew said, we will most probably be reprising Dragon Age for third season in November. That'll be on Wednesdays, and we'll have the Dresden File charity game here, and also, over the entire course of the month, I will be broadcasting the links, which I didn't turn on in Nightbot, which I need to do for Anino's charity campaign for races. So that will go on for in all of our games all throughout the month of October, and then on October 31st, there will be a special one-shot here of Cthulhuween, which is the tradition that I have normally playing in person. Of running a horror one-shot in a different game system, and I believe this year we're going to use Chris Spivey's the Old West thing, Haunted West. So nice. a very interesting game, very interesting system by Chris Spivey, who you probably saw in one of our charity Castle Falkenstein game over on this channel before. On that note, thank you everyone for coming. Have a wonderful night, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.